This morning's Telegraph out of London has a story. Economists are starting to worry about a serious Trump recession. The Consumer Confidence Index, which was just released a couple days ago, again had its biggest monthly decline since August 2021 as inflation fears take hold. And again, if you read these articles and stories, it's because of the Trump tariff regime that is driving, again, this uncertainty and really hesitancy that is going to really, I think, haunt the economy in very, very short period of time.
2/3 of Americans already think that President Trump isn't doing enough to lower costs. Blocking this bill will only accelerate that if President Trump continues to act unwisely and bully and threaten our closest and most trusted partners. We must find a better way forward together.
This isn't Washington's money. It's not the bureaucracy's money. It's your money, the taxpayers' money. It should be spent wisely. So that's why I've reintroduced the No Welfare for the Wealthy Act. It's a common sense bill that will close a loophole that allows millionaires to qualify for food stamps. It makes no sense that because of broad-based categorical eligibility, better known as BBCE, states are ignoring federal income and asset limits when they hand out benefits. So they're handing out benefits to individuals who own vacation homes, boats, RVs, all on the taxpayer's dime. This is exactly the kind of waste that DOGE was created to target, and exactly what this caucus is all about fighting. You know, this is not about denying help to those who need it. It's about stopping the abuse of hard-earned taxpayer dollars and restoring integrity to a system that has been failing the American people for far too long.
I must say, I found it sort of particularly twisted when the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, tweeted out that he wanted to bury the CFPB and bragged about burying the CFPB. He's got a tombstone here. This is the richest man sort of celebrating going after a bureau that's returned billions of dollars to consumers, including millions of dollars to Marylanders who were cheated by fraudsters. I assume you disagree with Elon Musk, right?
Senator, my role, if confirmed, is to follow the law and execute on the mission. It's questions for our elected officials, for you, for others.
Whoa. Elon Musk is not an elected official.
And just last week, in a moment of stunning incompetence, the administration frantically tried to unfire hundreds of employees they had to let go the day before. Why? Because those employees were overseeing our nuclear stockpile. Those employees were managing the bird flu outbreak. Those employees were providing not nice to have, but essential must-have services that all of our constituents rely on.
Financial data, health data, social security numbers, home addresses. The risks to our privacy are immense, and the opportunities for corruption alarming. The possibility that unqualified and inexperienced individuals will break critical systems through malice or incompetence is chilling. In the past few weeks, I've received literally thousands of calls from concerned constituents, and I expect many of my colleagues have as well. Musk and his DOGE bureaucrats are accessing private data, and I am urging a yes vote on this amendment that would prohibit their access to this data or misusing private information. Voters are worried. They're worried that if they say the wrong thing or speak up against Trump or DOGE, their bank account information will end up on Twitter, their tax return won't come, or their family member won't get their Social Security check.
One of the unfortunate executive orders, which was issued on day one in the Trump administration, suspended the Inflation Reduction Act across the board. And for a lot of farms who, again, had either active applications or had been approved for help under these various programs, were suddenly faced with the reality that their applications were frozen and that the funds that they thought they had were also frozen. Again, the way the program works is the farm actually puts out the money, extends the money to purchase the equipment, and then gets reimbursed by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. So it's kind of a double whammy. They're not just sort of losing the opportunity of a new grant. They actually, in many instances, have relied on the fact that they were getting the grant to expend money. So they're kind of in a hole when a program like that is frozen.
Take a step back, repeal that horrific rule, made by rule, not by a discussion in Congress, but by a stroke of a pen in the Biden era. And so let's repeal this. Let's put us back on an energy independence that will make our economy stronger, make our country stronger, and also help us to be better trading partners with those around the world that can rely on cheap American gas instead of Russian gas.
We know that this pollution to our air has powerful effects on our climate. It's driving worse national disasters. It's devastating wildfires and hurricanes that we've seen fueled by climate change aren't just our children's problem, they're here today. The pollution that this methane gas produces affects our children's health today. It affects their respiratory health, among other things.
They were allowed, given their U.S. passports back today, and they flew on a plane allegedly straight to Fort Lauderdale. There is allegations that there was involvement from our administration, the Trump administration, that got Romania and pressured Romania to release them. They've got some pretty serious charges against them for rape and sex trafficking in Romania and also, I think, in England.
Well, I just came back from Qatar over the weekend, and I'll just tell you my number one focus in all of our conversations are about getting Idan and all of the Americans home. Nothing's more important. We don't leave any American behind, and we're very focused, and I'm working closely with the Alexanders and with the administration to make sure that continues to be our focus, right?
Thank you so much. We actually, Governor Abbott in the state of Texas had a One Pill Kills campaign.
Oh, good.
And if you drive in the state of Texas on any highway, you will see signs that say One Pill Kills, and many people have also put up billboards with their children's pictures on them.
Wow.
Saying fentanyl kills. I think all of those things help. I 100% agree with you that coming from the younger generation is more impactful.
The president said over and over and over, we're not going to touch Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. We've made the same commitment. Now, that said, what we are going to do is go into those programs and carve out the fraud, waste, and abuse and find efficiencies.
Sir, can you confirm that for the millions of Americans who do rely on these programs, they will see no change to their benefits?
Yeah, they will see no change to their benefits. In fact, by saving Medicaid, by rooting out the waste, abuse, and fraud, which you've heard, but also those who are ineligible, we will have more allocation to those who are truly in need of Medicaid.
They're cutting nearly $1 trillion in people's health care. You're going to lose health care. Hundreds of thousands of people in Ohio, tens of thousands in my district are going to lose their health care if this budget passes, all so they can pay for these ridiculous, wasteful tax giveaways to billionaires and big corporations. It is a very unpopular budget.
When I told them about my bill, the CLEAR Act and the Taxpayer Data Protection Act, they stood up and cheered because they were so grateful to see someone pushing back against this agenda, against something that completely cuts them out of this process.